That's a different question. But if we're talking about Trump, I think it's very interesting. I'm actually very optimistic this time around that we're going to see. I'm very hopeful about this. He seems to have a lot of energy around reducing regulation. And my point of view, if I can help him do that, I'm going to help him. Because we do have too much regulation in this country. This country is so set up to grow. By the way, all of our problems, all of our economic problems, like if you look at the deficit and the debt, the national debt, and how gigantic it is as a portion of GDP, these are real problems and they're real long-term problems. And the way you get out of them is by outgrowing them. You're going to solve the problem of the national debt by making it a smaller percentage of GDP, not by shrinking the national debt, but by growing the GDP. You have to grow the denominator. And
yeah, I think that makes sense to me. Jeff Bezos is a smart man. He's a businessman after all. He wants his businesses to grow. And so reducing regulation and growing the GDP, growing the economy is going to benefit him and America as a whole in the long term.
That means you have to grow GDP at 3, 4, 5% a year, and let the national debt grow slower than that. If you can do that, this is a very manageable problem. So we need a growth orientation in this country. This is the most important thing, a growth mindset. And we are the luckiest country in the world. We have all these natural resources, including energy independence. We have the best risk capital system in the world by far. So, people get confused about why does the United States have so much venture success, so much entrepreneurial success? Why are the big tech companies here and not somewhere else?
I think people are not confused about that at all. I think people already know all over the world that America is the best place to create an enterprise, to start a business and get funding for your business and ultimately succeed, because the market is huge and the opportunities are huge as well.
Going on with all this dynamism in this country compared to what we see around elsewhere in the world. Right. And there are a bunch of reasons for that, but the biggest one, 8 of 10 points there, is that we have better risk capital. So it's not the banking system. We have a good banking system, but so does Europe. Right. What's different here is that you can raise, $50 million of seed capital to do something that only has a 10% chance of working. That's crazy. But the people who are giving you that seed capital know that their expected value is still positive in many cases, or they're at least gambling that that's true. That risk capital system that we have in this country is turning out to be very hard for other countries to duplicate. So we have that. We have, we speak.
Yeah, I think America is unique. America is the best place to get funding for any business and grow your business as well. And this is the only place in the world with so much risk capital for business funding. I totally agree with him. That is the best place here. And if we want to make the economy better, if you want to reduce debt, you definitely have to grow the economy, facilitate the job of small businesses, large businesses as well, and create jobs that way.
English is turning into the lingua franca of the whole world. It's there's so many advantages here, but we are burdened by excessive permitting and regulation. You can't build a bridge and all these things. You know what they are. We see these examples all the time. We need to be able to build solar fields and everything else.
So you're optimistic.
I'm super optimistic
about this president. And the reason I ask is because
I'm very optimistic that President Trump is serious about this regulatory agenda. Right. And I think he has a good chance of succeeding.
What about the idea that he thinks that the press is the enemy?
Well, I think I'm going to try to talk him out of that idea. I don't think the press is the enemy. And I don't think, he's also, you've probably grown in the last 8 years. He has too. This is not the case. The press is not the enemy.
I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too.
Have you talked?
But let's go persuade him of this. No, let's do it now, but you and I should go. Let's go talk to him.
If we could try.
Yeah, I think there's two sides of the press. There are one side of the press that is with you, that agrees with you, that supports you, and there's one side of the press that is only here to make you look bad. And Trump, of course, is against any press that makes him look bad. That totally makes sense.
I really don't. I think that this is absolutely. I don't think he's going to see it the same way. But maybe I'll be wrong.
Was that always your thought, by the way?
What I've seen so far is that he is calmer than he was the first time and more confident, more settled.
Of course, it's the second time around. He already have all the experience he needed in his first term, and of course, he had many near-death experience. He almost got shot. He got shot actually and almost died. So now he's a new man. He's a changed man. Of course, that made him more confident. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Let me ask one related question, then I want to actually get into space, but it actually is an interesting segue to space, because we were talking earlier this morning to Sam Altman about Elon Musk. And Elon Musk's relationship with the president, interestingly. And there's been a lot of questions about whether there could be the possibility that Elon, given his proximity, would make things difficult for people who are his competitors. Elon, in the space context, is your biggest competitor.
Yes.
Does this concern you?
Well, they're certainly very able competitors. I mean, this is an arena where I have the...
Oh, no. I know he's a great competitor. No, I'm saying, does it concern you, his proximity?
No, I was headed there.
Oh,
but I'm just saying they're certainly very good competitors, and no doubt about that. I take at face value what has been said, which is that he is not going to use his political power to advantage his own companies or to disadvantage his competitors. I take that at face value. I could be wrong about that, but I think it could be true. I think he probably is.
In general, competition is a good thing, and the competition benefits the customers ultimately. So it's good that Jeff Bezos is competing with Elon Musk and that Elon Musk is competing with Jeff Bezos. And I think Musk has a huge advantage, being so close to Donald Trump, being so close to the president, having a special role in the government now. I think he's gonna be able to do great things for his businesses and for America as a whole and for the world as a whole as well. I hope you enjoyed this video with me today, guys. Thanks for staying with me to the end. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there in this next video. Bye bye for now.